Hey guys, Chris here. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make a knife sheath. So first off, I'll show you one I just finished up the other day, and this is a neck knife I'd made up. So I used some hair-on cowhide, and after I got all my holes put in, I just stitched it with some leather strap going up here. Just something real simple, but these seams are really strong. So, and then there's my tails. I like to just personal thing I like to do to my own. But then up here I took some natural sisal fibers and made some cordage out of that, and then I took the tails and tied them off onto themselves using a tri-crown sinnet here with some stained hemp accents, a little wrap I did on the ends. But I'm going to make one a belt sheath, not a neck knife sheath. So I'm going to make one for this knife here. The sheath this knife came with was junk, so I'm going to make a nicer one out of some decent leather, and I'll be doing most of this work in the house, so the view's going to change from time to time as I'm working on this, but I figured if I'm going to be making a sheath for this, I'd go ahead and bring you guys along with me on that process. So I hope you guys enjoy and learn a little bit. I'm not the a professional leather worker by any means, but I can craft leather into things that I need it to be. So alright guys. Okay guys, so what I did here, and I'd already had part of this marked for a different knife that I'm not going to make a sheath for from this. So anyway, so what I did was just set this knife along here, and you can see my line. I kept it about right around quarter inch or so away, following this whole blade, coming back and then following it up to the end here. The reason this is going so long up here is that this is going to get folded back around and sewn here in order to create the belt loop. And I like to do this in pencil instead of, say, pen or marker or something. The pencil will wear off eventually, or you can wear it off. The marker will be there for good, so, or a lot longer anyway. And so all I did was just go down here like this, and then what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this side out, and then I'll take, because this here is going to fold over, and so I'm going to take this same pattern that I cut out on this side here, and I'm going to go along here and mark out a strip that's this width here, or close to it anyway. And I'll tail it off somewhere in here. But that strip will be sewn between this side of the flap in between this side here. And that just keeps, one, it keeps this from wanting to cut your seam apart, and two, it allows the knife to slide in and out a lot easier than if you were to just sew this over and sew it real tight down there. And so I'll come back with you guys here after I've got this cut out and got this little strip here cut out, and then show you how I figure out where to cut on this side. So okay guys, so I've got this side cut out here, and then I've got my little piece, my little seam piece here, and so I'll show you kind of how it's going to be set up. So this seam piece here will get sewn between the two sides, so that knife, when it's in the sheath, all the way should sit about like that. And this will get folded over, and I'll sit here and play with it and mess with it until I figure out exactly how I want it, and then I'll trace my line on this side here using my pencil, and then cut that side out. So but alright guys, I'll bring you back once I've got that figured out and I've got this line marked coming up here. So hey guys, so I played around with it and figured out my cut. So, you know, and all I did was place this here and pinch these over and get it figured out and make sure this was fitting okay. Now, I do want to point something out because I'm doing something a little different on this. So, you know, so my side's going along here. Now normally down here at the bottom, when your piece here is in there, so you normally want this point here, you want this piece to completely cover this. But I'm going to do a little tassel, leather tassel thing hanging down here. So I'm going to actually put a hole in each side of this and to run my tassels through there. So that's why my piece here does not go all the way to back there. As you can see here, I've got my line coming up. And then I played around with it here and here till I got the curve that I thought I wanted. Kind of looked at this a little bit, but mine's quite a bit different. But that just allows so you can see when this is over here, that line's going across right there, so this whole top half of this knife will be open to where you can get to it easily. And and then I'll have this cut out, and that will fold back down like so, and get sewn, and that'll provide my belt loop. So, alright guys, I'll bring you back here once I've got this cut out, just to show you so you can see a little bit easier. And then what I'm going to do is come in with my pencil where I'm going to sew at, and I'm going to just go ahead and mark a line going down to give me a guide for when I put my holes in there, that I don't get too far in this way or too far out this way. And I haven't decided how I'm gonna sew this seam, if I'm gonna use sinew or do that simple leather strap seam like I showed you in that neck knife I'd made, or if I'm going to do something a little more ornate using some actual leather sewing thread or something. But alright guys, I'll bring you guys back as soon as I get this cut out. Alright guys, I got that side cut out, so I'll show you. So on my belt loop here, this will get folded down, and I like to have mine to where my knife's on this side versus, you know, having it sticking above the leather. So that'll get sewn around back here, create a nice belt loop. And then this here, this will get folded over, and that will get stitched together, going up, whoa, right in here somewhere. And then that'll be the knife sheath. So, and I'll bring you guys back here. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I'll bring you guys back after, or I might show you. I might go ahead and do that and just show you me punching the holes here. Hey guys, I wanted to show you real quick. So this was my first ever leather project. I got one of the belt loops a little crooked, but this is a hair-on cowhide foraging bag that I was making up. I need to finish it. It needs the strap here to hold the flap down, but wasn't too bad for my first leather project. It's got a little pocket inside here that you could put smaller items in that you find, to keep them separated from the big pouch here. And put a little flat stone bead on there, and carved up a little stick that I put on this. You can see the stitching from the inside pocket here. Now I'm debating on whether, you see this stitching I did here? Been thinking about putting a piece of leather all the way around here and doing that same stitching pattern here along this rim here. Haven't decided. It's already stitched, or the holes are already punched going up here, so I think I may go ahead and do that. Actually looks like they're punched going all the way around. Yep, they are. So I was just going to show you guys that depending on where the hair is, this little cross stitch that I used here, it's real pretty. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. So